Hello everybody, a Bald Password here, and in today's video, I am not happy. I wasn't even planning on making this video until I realized how much I was already discussing it online. To which at that point I was like, well, I already wrote the video, I just gotta record it, and yes, I know I'm late. The Halo Infinite color situation. First and foremost, please allow yourself to spare me a moment as I inform you about myself and where I stand. I am not a blind 343 Industries hater. I recognize when they do wrong, but I also recognize when they do right. But I do not complain. I hate that. I attempt to criticize and critique. I attempt to look at things from both perspectives, not just in here, but in all my personal affairs. I feel like this company, even if slowly and painfully and through gnashing of teeth, is always on the right direction. The problem is, we always veer off course. I've said it before, and I will say it again. 343 Industries, one step forward, two steps backwards. Now, let's continue and view things from their perspective, because drawing a full picture is always important, my friends. Halo Infinite is a video game. Video games are a business, and businesses need to make money. What everyone may not understand, though, is that the executive, investor, publisher, financial requirements of a successful game 10 years ago are not the same financial requirements of a successful game today. Traditional AAA sales just don't do it anymore. Not alone, at least. 343, Xbox, and Microsoft need to make money beyond the means of traditional sales, and microtransactions are the answer, as is for many multiplayer games these days. Yes, there's however much money is earned from Game Pass, as well as the cost of whatever the campaign will be. Remember, Halo Infinite's multiplayer will be free to play. Continuing though, and make no mistake, I oppose and detest this new color system, but people seem to neglect or forget this point because I have personally not seen it brought up, but do not forget that Halo Infinite reportedly cost $500 million to make. If that is true, that easily makes Halo Infinite the most expensive video game of all time, easily blowing GTA 5 out of the water, which I believe was the previous title holder, and it doesn't sound so far-fetched anymore after buying Bethesda for $8 billion, right? But $500 million. That's more expensive than most movie budgets. They need to make money. A return on investment is necessary for the most expensive video game of all time. Wouldn't you agree? Side note, personally, I believe the price is so high because not only did money go towards Halo Infinite, but I personally believe a significant chunk went towards making the Slipspace engine, as I believe it will also serve as Microsoft's own game engine down the line. But back on track. Now, hopefully I've established, and more importantly, you at the very least somewhat understand and see things from 343, Microsoft, and Xbox's perspective. Businesses need to make money, and Halo Infinite is the investment. But many gamers say they oppose microtransactions, but I don't believe that's the case. I believe what they really oppose is intrusive and offensive microtransactions. To charge me money so that I may look like Donut or Tucker from Red vs. Blue is intrusive and offensive. If I want to look pink or teal, money should not come out of my pocket. But if I want my warthog to be wrapped in a desert tundra camouflage, then charge me. But if I want to be edgy with my all-black Spartan and visor, then I should be able to do it, not a penny out of pocket. But if I want my assault rifle to be the color chartreuse veneered under a myriad of stickers, then please, I will pay the fee. If I want to be the color yellow, I should be able to do it the same as I have for the past 19 years. As hideous as yellow is. My proposition? Charge me for weapon skins. Charge me for vehicle skins. Charge me for weapon charms. Not colors. It's bonkers, it's silly, it's ludicrous. And for those of you unaware, yes, Halo Infinite will have weapon charms. Use them, don't use them, that is your choice. Additionally, and at this moment we don't know of them yet, but I'm fairly positive there will be other microtransactions for Halo Infinite to feature as well. Colors should not be on that plate. This new color system in its entirety needs to be reworked or scrapped. And while yes, it has been said that you can unlock some of these new armor coating shaders in-game through legitimate play and progression to monetize what is expected of not just Bungie, but 343 Halos is abhorrent. emblems too, since those will apparently also be monetized. As stated in this video's exordium, sorry, I just needed an excuse to use that word, I said I attempt to see things from both sides. But in this instance, I cannot, through deep thought, heavy meditation, nor excessive psychedelics, wrap my head around the thought process as to what the individuals behind this color decision thought the community response would be. I really want to know what they were thinking. I really do. With an original launch in November, coronavirus may have been this game's blessing in disguise. They released this information in the middle of a content drought. With the exception of MCC updates, this community legitimately has nothing else to talk about. So please, speak up. Be vocal, not just for Halo, but for any time a developer does something like this. But please also do some critical thinking and draw a line on where does this company need to make money, because they have to, but as well, when is this disrespectful to the fans? Draw that line and fight. And on that note, let's go into epilogue mode. Why is everything with 343 a fight? A battle, a war. We had to fight for the music, we had to fight for the art style, we had to fight for armor abilities, fight over loadouts, we had to fight over the campaign, we had to fight over the multiplayer, and now we have to fight for colors. When will a big new change or feature just make sense and be welcomed with open arms, and the community can just go, oh, good, and then proceed, and not fight for the bare minimum, or wage a war in support of what is already expected of this franchise? When will 343 understand it before the fans have to tell them? One step forward, two steps backwards. Thanks for watching.